Okay, so new game. So loading. This feels like a new game. You can read that for yourselves. I don't know.
Thomas was alone. A weird first thought to have.
Yeah, I'm alone. Oh, no, I'm not alone. Yay.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing.
Yeah.
2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where.
Yeah.
3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling.
Okay.
He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Okay. That's weird to be good at.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted
Thank you.
some way to, what's the word? Jump.
Thank you. Luckily I'm not alone no more.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Okay, it was pushing me. I won. Dirtflesh, thank
This
you.
all seemed a little dangerous.
Can you get into the party, please?
And it seemed to Thomas that it could let him. Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know.
Yeah.
He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
Yeah, it can. I want to broadcast this.
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have
Okay, I'm back. I got media, Sonic Media. I do have that. I'm going to try this. Since I haven't posted a video yet on this, Thomas was alone.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Yeah, I would it too.
He made another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided.
Okay. Weird language, but alright.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas.
Yeah.
No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Yeah, the aloneness. Always being alone. Never having a tail because you're in the Sonic 1 stages in character. God. Sometimes it gets to me. Now I'm alone. You jump, and jump, break, jump, jumpy, jump, stupid jump, jump and jump. Yes, I did it.
The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was
The
in
2D
fact-
generation.
He just wished he had someone to share it with.
He's evolving like in Pokemon, I meant. And it's like calling it Pokemon even though it's not. He's evolving! Bro, what's happening?
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Oh God! Bad language! No, that's bad language. 3DH! God, bad language, we're gonna get demonetized.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually. Not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Wow. That's pretty rude. That's pretty rude to Thomas. Thomas the Tank Engine. Ew. The world is transforming in his very eyes. The jump sound changed a bit. Now it's upper.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him? Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Okay. You can't jump when someone's on top of you. Frick, I forgot that.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined them. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
I don't need some orange square.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He
Wow.
thought the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Oh, crap. Okay. I like this like new camera thing. The camera. I jumped. Seriously, I jumped. Seriously. Oh God, that was so close. Ah, seriously. I tried to jump. Oh God. Oh God. Yes, I did it. Good Thomas. Good Thomas, good.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Yeah, I did it, John. Thomas.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills.
John.
As it was, he was
I
trapped
forgot the orange
alongside
one.
of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway? John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use time to show those little dots how it was done.
Oh, the longer the
John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell
be a
from
good
the
smart.
sympathetic expression he practiced in the mirror all these years.
Be a good sport like John. John is a long racer, most likely skinny. He helps his allies. Be like John. Ski. What if this game has multiplayer? This game is it's very good for a multiplayer. Why? It's because you can control multiple squares and dots and stuff. So it might as well have different players. Yep. Yeah. Sana. Yana. The teamwork game. Teamwork the game. Where's the narrator? Seriously, starting all over again. Oh God, no, John.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
Some Ultra John platforming. Yeah! Ultra John platforming. That's the weirdest sentence of my life. Okay, we need some epic John helping. But he only cares about his image, not the reality of the situation. Seriously. Frick. And John next. Now John time.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Teamwork of the game. Frick! No! Jump! God! Seriously, what's happening? I cannot even make them stay on John. The Epic John formation. Yeah! We're so epic, you can't hurt us. Oh God! No, frick! Show who's boss. Big jump. Big jump. Big jump.
The angry orange one was less immediately likable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
This is Team John. It's like Sonic Heroes, but if it was more like Teamwork, but you're not going fast. It's a puzzle game. This is basically weird. We got Team John. Formed up by squares. By real person names, by the way. For some odd reason. Real people names for squares. Or quadrilaterals. Everyone's here. Okay, this all.
A floating target. This would require coordination and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Be like John. Wait. Even the Johns who's watching the video, be like the. We need coordination, guys. Get coordinator. Next stop. Coordination activated. Again. Be coordinated.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Oh God! The virus? The coronavirus?
This was how Claire would die.
Oh God.
She knew it would happen eventually.
Oh God, no.
She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order.
No.
The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed.
God.
Wait.
No. Wait, what?
Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realized she had superpowers.
Oh God, Claire has freaking superpowers! Hello, John.
She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion.
Yeah, he did. Claire don't want.
That made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
I've tried to do this with John only. It's possible with John. It's clearly possible with John. It's possible with John, but I don't get some sort of achievement. Seriously? Now it's a solo version of this song that he did. We did when we did the miniature orange one, and also all the other characters before this moment. Before Claire realized he or she had superpowers. And also, what if there was a skin for Claire where she had to see the book? It's big enough to not even worry about this. Yep. So the big ones move slower and jump lower, but they can float. So basically, so you want to be staying tall. Never mind that. Commentary volume. What's commentary volume?
And I said it was useful later on. It's useful immediately after, which is this level, which is the payoff, where you carry characters back and forth. I also really like the whole the fox chicken grain logic.
That's commentary volume.
Thomas's little nod to that. It's just something that people hopefully kind of will work out and kind of start to see what Claire can do and start planning out with that ability in mind in later puzzles.
Wait, Claire can Claire can also jump on water, and we have commentary on.
This is probably the most showy level. This is epic. This is the one that always goes in the trailer. I stole. Rain from
Perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
No, red one. Claire, move, Claire, move.
The players surviving, they are playing through a certain speed, and it's cool. It also builds on the.
Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Thomas! Don't forget the main star of the show!
If Thomas would make a good sidekick. Or was she more the lone Avenger type? She'd like that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water.
Go hear the commentary. Oh God. Oh, that's the end of the commentary. Oh God. This is so weird. I can't jump in.
Steps. I'm so sorry. On the upside, two things. One, I changed the shape of the steps, which I feel kind of massively improves them. And two, I then sarcastically make a joke about steps in the script. So you can laugh with me at my lack of design ideas up to this point.
didn't know there was a commentary option.
Told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here. Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult.
I think that's the joke, I don't really know.
This is one of my favourite levels. What's nice about this level is it breaks the thinking and learning you've done up to this point. So up to this point, I'm teaching you that Claire is
a villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear.
Seriously. Chris will be a terrible villain, the orange square.
Carry characters for every level up to this point. Your automatic reaction to a body of water is to jump Claire in and pile up all your characters, and that's not the solution. I love the fact that this puzzle kind of only exists in the head of the player, and it's great watching Let's Plays and when I was doing playtesting and taking to events and stuff that you actually see people performing the action you've taught them to do of getting the characters on top of Claire, and then realising that's not the solution, that the solution is much simpler than they think. And there's only a few places in the game I managed to pull that off, but I'm really, really happy with this one.
Oh, the solution is to weigh Claire down, I think. Wait, what? Oh god, no. Oh god. Oh. Well, that was dumb. Frick. It was much simpler. I'm a stupid idiot. It was much simpler. I'm a stupid idiot.
Music. David came in. Well, actually, he came in pretty early. Basically, the original Flash game had no music, and one of the biggest criticisms was that there was no music. There were no sound effects either. So I had to get someone, and I kind of fortunately found David through a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And he did a cool little demo, which is now actually over the end credits. And he was awesome. I got him in. He wrote this amazing piece of music for each kind of chapter of the game. Basically, the way we worked is I would send him kind of the emotional script for the game of how the character's feeling, what's the setup here, and he'd work from that and kind of build a piece of music. About halfway through development, I made his life a lot harder because I decided I wanted a randomized procedural system. So you'll never hear the game too obviously loop. They're basically little sequences of music that kind of get piled up in interesting ways. And he was really good. He was really good with that. He split up what he'd already made and made it work, and then every track from that point on used that system really, really well. So he was really adaptive, and he's awesome. And he's like 14. Well, he's not 14, but he's very young, and it frustrates me how talented he is. I had a really good time working with him. So thank you, David.
Okay. Oh god, look, I don't cross the other square. That sounds a bit morbid, which it is.
So this is an attempt to do a puzzle with kind of multiple solutions. This again was one of the very early levels I made. It was more of a kind of a test level originally, just to kind of check that all the characters were interacting correctly and the platforms were working the way I wanted them to. And it's cool because everyone has a different way of doing it. There's lots of ways of optimally doing it, but then there's lots of ways of also doing it in kind of cool show-off ways, which is nice. It's a good chance actually to talk about the backgrounds. So the backgrounds I was going to do kind of, much like the shadows, I was kind of going to do specific bespoke level backgrounds, and it was working all right. They didn't look great, mainly because I just wasn't spending enough time on them. This is a 100 level game, and it just wasn't working. So in the end, I did
100 level,
so
100 level.
Freeze-framed particle effects. So basically, I draw them all off from a batch of images, place them at different parallax depths, and just go with it. So hopefully that kind of gives everything a nice texture, and kind of I think it brings all the levels together, and it means that every time you play a level, it looks a bit different, which is fun.
You do this alone, Thomas. Hoped you'd never have to.
100 levels. You can jump out of water. Yes. Now someone can jump while holding someone. So basically, 100 level game. $100 levels of Square. Are you kidding me? $100 level.
This is where I introduced spikes. I needed a hazard. Well, I needed two things. I needed a hazard that only that Claire couldn't get past, so not water, basically, something that she could get hurt by. And I also needed a hazard I could put on ceilings. I did actually try, because it's all in a virtual world. I was like, oh well, it's fine. I'll have upside down water, and it looked rubbish, as I'm sure you'd expect. So the spikes got added. I introduced them specifically just with Claire, just so you can, as a player, learn that Claire is actually going to be damaged by them, and it kind of just changes the relationship a little bit between Claire and the environment, and hopefully in a safe way. This level's pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah, since water getting her, but spikes can't like. I hate you, but. Seriously, how can I do that? Finally! Hello, Internet, and welcome to Spike Theory. There's no Spike Theory. I just made a bad joke. Okay? Please, I hate her. Planet Pyramid before this was like all buddy, but now they're out for Claire blood. Ah, frick! Ah! Why, Claire? Why do you have a pitiful jump? The most pitifulest jump in a game. Oh god, spikes. Oh god, spikes. They're so close to me.
I've got two versions of the commentary for this level. The first version is that from a narrative perspective, I needed to establish that there was an intelligence to the system you're in, that there were negative forces, and I needed to disrupt the flow of play in order to make you aware that that was there. So a glitch kind of made a lot of sense, and it's kind of something the Matrix does deja vu quite a bit to kind of show you that something's been changed, and that was cool. The other version, and the more honest version, was that I had a very near deadline in order to take the game to a festival, and I had to have another level. I don't know why I'd set myself an actual kind of level count. No one was judging me or questioning me. 29 levels would have been just as good as 30 levels, but I did, and this was a nice way of reusing that map. Once I'd made it, I kind of assumed I'd always remove it, but once I'd made it, I actually thought this was quite cool. And there's a few little tweaks, so the moving platform moves a little bit faster, and obviously Thomas is there. So I kind of liked
the spikes move faster.
Different characters as kind of a way of twisting a puzzle. I didn't want to do it too many times in the game because I figured, people would just feel I was being a bit cheeky and not making enough content. But it was a nice thing to just do once and to just see how that mixed things up.
Oh, this is a rip-off. Seriously, that explanation was a ripoff. No, God! Frick, no! I died again! Seriously, no! No! Oh, God! No! God. Why does it damages it says it only damages Claire. Eep. Eat. The word of the day, eat.
It's only it's only as we record these that I'm realizing quite how much I played the new character, but you can't use them properly yet card. I do it all over the place. So in this moment, this is obviously Laura is introduced and deliberately separated out from Chris. It's nice because it lets us kind of learn who Laura is before we start interacting with her, and kind of it gives some context to the interaction that she has with the characters later. So that's hopefully quite fun. I do this far too much, and I want to make this in future projects.
As long as
I hate the music track.
What she could do, which would never happen so long as they stayed separate.
Pixel clouds were something. They were something I worked on early on. It was one of those weird ones where I had the idea for it kind of art-wise before I actually kind of worked out how to use them in the game itself. So I thought it would be cool to have these big swirling kind of pixel shapes, and they look cool. And I made them, and then okay. So this level is, again, it was kind of a test level that I made that kind of later became something that was actually really useful and interesting in the game. The point of this level really is just to get you used to the idea that Laura changes people's jump heights. That's basically it. It's done earlier in the portal placement. You hopefully kind of half got it, but I just don't want to assume that you did. So here you have to actually kind of work out that bouncing actually kind of helps you progress.
Okay.
It's nice. It kind of gets you to learn it. It's safe. There's no threats. And yeah, it's cool. I liked it. I thought it was nice. I also didn't realise actually at the point where I was making this level, I struggled to work out different puzzles involving Laura, because basically she makes things jump higher. That's a limited kind of scope. And one of the very kind of the cool ideas I had, I think, with Laura was specifically to keep her separate from the play space, so she couldn't interact directly with characters, but to have enough of her kind of poke out of a wall or be available to the other players that they could interact and get a benefit from her. And it allowed me to do things like this level where you have kind of an indirect relationship spatially with between the two characters, and I really like it actually. I think it's kind of interesting. I'd have liked to have done a few more of these.
I literally hate this. I hate the soundtrack for this. It just feels so weird. It sounds creepy, kind of. It kind of sounds creepy. The weird, it just kind of sounds like a creepypasta thing. And it's night for me, so it's like, seriously, it sounds very creepy. This literally sounds like a creepypasta.
What he was up to? Was he missing her? He wasn't saying very much.
The weird, it just sounds weird. Feels like very unsettling. God, it just feels so
This is the
sick.
first time that a cloud has actually appeared in the play space. It's impossible for you to actually interact with them because it flies away so quickly. But it's that kind of encroachment. It should hopefully feel that they're slowly but surely building up their interest and kind of like a wild animal kind of building up their tolerance of the characters, and they're getting closer and closer, encroaching more and more on the game space. So hopefully that's kind of building up a little bit. I want the tension to build up. I want the presence of those clouds to be more and more known as the game goes on. And obviously we're starting to hit a point where the characters are starting to talk about that threat, and that's coming to the fore a little bit.
I don't even need the rectangle. I'm good enough at platforming it is. I think I already got the achievement about this. Luckily I died. Yeah, this sounds so very spooky. This feels like unsettling. Seriously, again. Look at this stuff. Get 5, stop dying. It's like, Okay, I'll stop the broadcast. This